Hey, it's Jason here. So in this video, what we're going to do is talk about the second framework that you can use for creating your ad copy, and that you can use for testing in your Facebook ad campaigns. And we call this the problem solution lead. And again, all these names of these particular leads or copy frameworks, that is the way I like to call them, all come from that book Great Leads, which I mentioned in the Framework 1 video. Okay, so the problem solution lead is basically what you're going to do is use a way to identify the main problem that your market has, and then provide them with a solution to that problem that ideally is unique to your product or service. The more unique you can make your solution sound, and the more painful you can make the problem, like the more painful the problem is, the more visceral you can describe that problem in your ad, the more power that this particular framework has. Okay, so in our agency, we typically call this the if-then ad as well, because usually what we'll do is formulate this framework in an if-then type of scenario. So it's basically, if you have the biggest problem that the market has, then my solution is for you. Okay? So with this particular one here, the big problem was people are struggling to grow their business, and the specific language that this client uses is take their business to the next level, and that's kind of like insider language that a lot of entrepreneurs use. So we wanted to basically say in the headline, hey, if you've been struggling to take your business to the next level, then this free workshop, our solution, this free workshop is for you. Right? That's our headline. Very simple. It's really easy to write. Now we could have gone with probably some more power words in here. We could have made the benefit bigger. There's a lot of stuff that we can improve on this. But when you're initially writing your copy, you don't have to have all the real powerful words and everything. Making it conversational and making it easy to understand there's a lot of benefit to that. Okay, so, and keep in mind, this is first iteration as well. So when you start getting into creating copy, you're gonna constantly be tweaking stuff and trying to improve on it. So this gives you a good baseline to work off of. So it's basically if you've, and then biggest problem, if you can make it as visceral and painful as possible, that's the better. Then this is for you, okay? So your solution is for you. And if you can make it into something that, if your lead magnet is free, if you can show them that it's something that is free and valuable, that will help them solve this problem, you're going to get a lot more traction and better conversion on that ad. All right, so again, I don't have the insert image here, but the image would be here. Again, we're thinking of this as a newsfeed ad, so this is the text, the post text that's above the image. Then we've got our image. Then this is going to be your link headline that is below the image. All right. So here, what we want to do is I like to ask questions in the link headline, especially when we're using the if-then, the problem solution lead. Okay, so here what we're going to do is expand on the solution a bit more, but frame it in a question, and frame it in a question that also speaks to the main problem. Okay, so here we're gonna the solution is these 4 powerful tips to up-level their business. So that's the solution. All right. Now we're asking that in the form of a question, and it's also kind of flagging the problem as well, because if they're having a problem with up-leveling their business, then this is going to resonate with them. All right, so we kind of wrap all 3 of those things into this link headline, and what I found is in the link headlines, if you can use numbers in there, numbers stand out. So like if you ever look at magazines on the shelf when you're checking out the grocery store, particularly magazines with big publications like Cosmo and stuff like that, you'll notice that most of the headlines always start with a number. And I mean, they've sold millions and millions and millions and millions of magazines over the years, and they test this stuff out like crazy. They got, high-paid copywriters on staff that write this stuff, and you'll see repeatedly that the headlines typically start with a number, and there's a reason for that. It's because they work. Okay, so if you use numbers, and if you can start your headline, this link headline, with a number, it will attract attention. There's some psychological reason behind it. I'm not gonna dive into that. Then we've got our description down here. And we're using the exact same description as we did up here, because what we want to do is we want to have some type of constant between our ads. All right. So if we change the text down here, our call to action text, then we don't know if it's the headline that is making the difference or if it's this call to action text. So in all three of these frameworks, when we're testing, we're going to use the same call to action, the same link description down here, where we're giving the command and we're setting the right expectation, like I talked about in the first video, so that there's a constant between the ads, and that then we can rule out variables. And so what we've done then is we've limited it down, because we're also, when we roll this out, we're going to show you in the camp next modules, we're using the same image. Okay, so now what we've done is we've got it isolated down to we've got it isolated down to the headline and the link headline, so we'll know if that copy is working better or not, if that lead is working better or not. Okay, so that's really it to the problem solution lead. So go out and start writing some ads.